Hello, everybody, and welcome back to BroTalk, episode 25 now. It's a fourth of the way to 100, boys. How are you feeling?
Fourth of the way to 100 and still around the same amount of viewers.
Actually, we've dropped.
Well, that's great. Yeah, it really makes me want to continue this, huh?
I mean, I wasn't getting paid for it from the beginning, so the amount of viewers doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, the amount of viewers really. I mean, if we get more, great. If we don't, I'm just in it for the fun, I guess.
I get just as much out of this as I get out of Call of Duty. Or any other video game.
Actually, I get more out of this than I do out of Call of Duty.
Is that because nobody's playing Call of Duty?
I've been playing a bunch lately. I'm trying to finish this last battle pass, and then after this, I won't care about them anymore. I just want to finish this one.
Good. Did they already say that there's going to be some more?
I'm assuming there will be because they're continuing Warzone and they have Cold War integrated.
Oh God!
I
don't even want to talk about.
I don't know
Cold
when the last
War.
time is that you open the launch screen, but if you open Modern Warfare, you get three options. You get Warzone, Modern Warfare, or Cold War, all in the same like home screen, and then you click on one of those to go into which actual game you're going to play.
Oh, fucking fun!
So they're all
I love
integrated
that.
basically into the exact same menu. Like if I want to play Cold War, I can launch Modern Warfare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Make it easy.
it's
I still
weird,
get more out
but
of this
it's
than
a
I do Call of
decent.
Duty.
It's a decent integration. Personally, I mean, I haven't played Cold War. I haven't even installed it, even though I pre-ordered it. So that's how that's going.
You pre-ordered it, but you haven't played it yet.
I played the beta.
Is that all you
my
needed?
Pre-order.
What'd
I'm
you say,
guessing
Tim?
is that all you needed? Was the beta and that was it?
I mean, it was for the gameplay, but after playing the beta, I'm just not as excited or as stoked for it. Plus, I also have Watch Dogs Legion that just came out that I'm probably not going to finish the storyline of because it's kind of crap. Valhalla, which I want to finish the story of, but I've just gotten kind of busy the last couple days. What was the other one? Oh, Red Dead 2 that I just started yesterday. So yeah, I've got a variety of games to be doing, plus trying to finish that last season of the battle passes. So I'm just not as hyped for it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't hyped for it really at all. Kind of. I was initially, and that bore off very quickly.
Yeah.
I the second I heard that it was just going to be the same amount of size, like the same game size as freaking Modern Warfare, I was like, oh, okay, so you're gonna want me to buy a whole new hard drive? Yeah, no thanks.
Heck yeah, you need a Call of Duty dedicated hard drive.
Yeah, fuck that. A Call of Duty can suck my chode.
All right, well,
Why
now
they
we know
call you
that you have one of
Tuna
those.
Can,
What's up, Tim?
Sam? Is that why they call you Tuna Can, Sam?
Yes.
So how was each of your weeks? How was it?
Pretty boring. Lackluster. Until
Weeks
Friday,
of-
obviously.
Weeks have been very quick the past 2 weeks, actually. Days have seemed like they've been going by pretty quickly, and then my weekends have been like literally all today I just sat here in my chair.
Oh, nice. And Tim,
Oh.
Tim specifically, how was your Friday night? How was that?
Oh, my Friday night was amazing,
Yeah.
as far as I can remember.
What made it amazing, Tim?
I forgot about it.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, Chance and I
did.
remember, but we're gonna leave it at that.
Good.
So for
I'm hoping for the same thing next week.
oh,
Or
geez.
this week, I guess.
I'm hoping to not see what I saw ever again.
I'm hoping you have to see it twice over.
He will never come to game night if
Twice
that's the
over.
case.
Twice
Yeah.
over, Tim.
Twice over.
Why twice?
I want you to see it from me and another person at the same time.
All I'm gonna say is I tried to play Munchkins with people, and then everybody left.
Chance and I were the only ones who finished the game of Munchkin.
Well, you see there, that's because all the cool people are having all the cool fun.
Ah, yes.
I don't know how cool you
all the
can
people
call
who decide that they don't
smoking.
want to remember their night decide to just go do that. And then Chance and I
Yeah.
were like, you know what? We're a couple of good boys.
I don't think you can consider smoking cool
Oh no.
or drinking.
It's not that. Well, I mean, I'm not promoting it, obviously, because of legal reasons. But
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
I mean, for legal reasons.
All
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it's
say
bad
right
for your
now is
health.
if I have to
But-
keep. All I'm gonna say right now is if I have to keep watching after people because they're dying on the floor, I think
mean-
I'm gonna start not showing up.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you don't have to watch over people. That you're not paid to watch over us and make sure
Chance
we're
and I are
okay.
just gonna leave and go have
We're
our
not
own
forcing
party.
you to do.
I'm
That
just,
means go
I'm
right
just
ahead.
saying. I'm just saying.
Go right ahead. Do your own thing if you want to. Nobody's forcing you to
Scott.
stay.
Tim just got a little more serious than it was supposed to be. I'm gonna need everyone to calm down.
I'm just saying.
No,
Why do we?
no.
Nobody's calming down.
I need everyone to calm down.
No,
Listen, my levels are up at their peak
I
right
said
now.
calm down, Chance, or I will
I
drive
can't.
to your house and tase you.
Dude, please.
Oh, jeez.
You don't
All
understand,
right,
man.
everyone,
You
be
never
right
know.
back.
That might be
Just kidding.
that might be like a kink, you know.
no.
Oh
No.
gosh, nope. Anyways,
Why do you always
anyways.
why do you always do
Oh.
this? Why do you always make it to where we have to edit something out?
I'm not editing that out. That's staying in. Everyone will know that apparently Chance.
Yeah,
has
yeah,
a
yeah.
tase
Dude,
kink.
tase me. Come on.
Alrighty
Alright.
then.
Oh goodness. Anyway,
So, for our first bit of news, now that everyone has been scarred for life,
Especially me.
the original Cortana voice actor has been cast for the Halo TV series.
good.
Okay.
I think
That's
that's
really
pretty-
all I have
that's
to
pretty
say
neat.
for that.
Is it like super exciting?
It's exciting enough. I did prefer Cortana's voice actor from the games. I actually like the way she sounds, and having
Yeah.
her in the TV show is going to be a lot better than doing somebody that doesn't sound like her absolutely at all.
As long as they do the TV
mean,
show
she-
right. If they do it wrong, then casting doesn't matter. You've already screwed it up.
They
mean-
need to do the Halo TV show in a way that is kind of like what they're doing with the Mandalorian. Make it more
Yes.
yeah. But like,
I mean-
I guess that's really all I needed to say was like that right there.
Yes.
To be fair, until just now, I didn't know that Halo was making a TV show. So, I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
They
Do you know,
tried-
is it
that's how much I care.
an animated or is it live action?
It's supposed to be a mixture of live action with like obviously like Cortana's gonna be like CG. So
Okay. Interesting.
they've and just to let you know, Tim, they've done multiple attempts at making movies and stuff in the past, and even
Yeah.
like live action ones. Dear
And
God,
usually they flop.
normally they're not very good.
That's why I don't really care enough about the Halo universe as far as like movies and TV shows are concerned, because I know that they try them and they usually don't end up well.
So far, no show based on Halo has been good.
Which I'm not sure if that's due to that can't be because of the universe, because Star Wars and Halo kind of like the same thing, sci-fi. I don't see how you
Shut
can
your
really
mouth.
mess up the Halo, like how you can mess up a fucking Halo film,
I mean-
unless you have bad fucking
Okay.
script writers.
I mean, to be fair, listen to me here. When I was playing Halo, the story was not what I was playing it for, honestly. So, I mean, it's more of the gameplay.
Fair.
I feel like. So I feel like in that retrospect, I feel like the Halo universe in itself, the story's kind of lackluster and kind of boring. That's just my personal opinion.
You know, it's been long enough since I last actually played a Halo that I can't agree or disagree. But something interesting that I thought was interesting. Just reading this article is that I didn't know that she also is the voice for the Windows Assistant Cortana. I didn't realize that
Yeah,
it was like
it's
all
the
the
same.
same.
Yeah, it's the same person.
It's interesting.
I mean, you know how exciting that was?
Exciting
It was
enough
so
for me
exciting,
to
I
disable
disabled
it
it,
on all
like, right away.
devices.
It's so exciting, I disabled it right away.
Yeah.
There's one.
because-
Jim's get
I
a new phone, and they won't allow him to disable Cortana.
I
Uh,
mean, I'm not getting a Microsoft phone, am I?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, nah.
I mean, we all know how well the Windows phone turned out.
Heck
Windows
yeah.
phone.
Exactly.
There's not a Windows Phone 2.
No, wait, no, because this is news to me. What do you mean?
Exactly. The fact that it's news to you shows you exactly how well it turned out.
Exactly.
Wait, it was just a phone made by like Microsoft?
Microsoft, yes. And it was okay at best.
Yeah, how fucking old is this? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Not very.
I want to say it was released when Windows 10 dropped, or like right before Windows 10 dropped. Or it was like when Windows 8 dropped. One of those two. I think it was when Windows 8 dropped.
I'm gonna look this up while we're talking, so give me a minute.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure it was when Windows 8 dropped, because I mean nobody liked Windows 8.
This next thing is kind of an update on something we were talking about last week. We were talking about Marvel's Avengers and how they only met like 60% of their projected sales. Apparently, of those 60%, they have lost 96% of those initial players. Which, I mean,
Because the game's hot doo-doo butter.
from what we were talking about last week, I mean, it's just a reiteration of how crap it was.
Anthem 2.0. That's all this is.
But it's
a game that
superheroes.
sounded mildly okay at the start. People actually got their hands on it and found out that it was hot doo-doo butter.
Can we really call it Anthem 2.0 if literally Anthem 2.0 is in the works?
I mean, it's, you know what I mean.
Anthem
it's
1.5?
Just like Anthem's release. I
Anthem
get it.
Marvel's beta?
But let's be honest, Anthem lasted way longer than this game did.
I mean, to be fair, I played like all of 2 days of Anthem on my PlayStation 4, and I was like, yeah, this game is hot doo-doo butter.
Yeah.
And then it started having a ton of issues with the player base.
Oof.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean issues with the player base?
Like when it came to like end game content and stuff like that, people were like, "Oh, this game kind of sucks." There's really no good looting system or anything like that. So
well, that was one of the main things that was brought up like day one, and yeah, obviously all that transfers over to Marvel Avengers with it being complete garbage. And the Anthem did the looting. You know what? It's sad to say, Anthem did the looting better than Marvel's did.
I mean, meh.
And that's a sad thing to say because Anthem's was subpar.
Sucks to suck, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you fuck up a live service game? Look at Bethesda. Look at obviously.
Look at any
Marvel.
live service game. Live service games usually end up being trash. Not gonna lie.
You're not wrong. Is there a live action not live action a live service game at all that you can think of that's been done right? Or I guess if not done right, done adequately.
Not really. I mean, I feel like the closest one that has maybe made kind of any impact on that genre of game is The Division, or should I say more like The Division 2? But then again, I mean, it's a live service game, and the looting was okay at best, and whatnot. So.
Now, let me ask you this question then. Does live service need to inherently be a looter shooter?
I mean, no, I would consider most like MMORPGs a live service game. I mean, I feel like those are some of the only ones that actually make the mark.
So
something
I
like SWTOR or whatnot.
EVE
something
Online.
that still has a player base after so long.
See, because I've never,
Yeah,
I've never played games like I've never played like Eve, but I've heard like Eve Online is really good for a live service.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played EVE Online myself. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like
it
EVE
honestly still has a player base, so.
I mean, it's got to be doing something right.
But or like Warframe. Warframe, I guess, started off kind of bad, but eventually worked its way into working right. So, I mean, it just seems like live service games need time to grow and time to become what they were promised as.
Could you say the same thing about No Man's Lie?
No Man's Lie, I mean, I try to play it every now and again, and it just doesn't hit the mark with me.
It doesn't hold your attention.
Honestly. No, it does not demand my attention at all. Like, I can play that game for like 4 hours, and then if somebody's like, well, let's go play something that looks mildly more boring than this, I would be like, okay.
Mildly more boring.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, you can't get much more boring than No Man's Lie, in my opinion.
And I heard you join, Dan. I know you're in the chat.
I was just waiting until there was a good thing because I didn't realize it was 6. I thought I was at the top of next hour. So
no.
That's
unfortunate.
So I joined and there was no good place for me to pop in, so I didn't want to say anything and throw anything off of the rails.
That's
okay. You popped in at the
right We're glad
time.
to have Dan here because we love Dan and we miss Dan.
I like to harass Dan.
I also like to harass Dan.
Dan, how are you?
Good. I'm tired. My freaking leg isn't working. So
your leg isn't working?
I think I have something called. I think it's called
scoliosis.
No, it's like I think it's called dead foot or something like that. Pretty much what happened is there's a nerve in either my knee or in my lower back that's pinched, and it pretty much inhibits me from like moving my foot.
Oh.
And it sucks because it's really hard to walk.
You have a pinched nerve in your spine then, because that's basically what I had before, but it just caused me immense pain.
Yeah, but like there's no pain, and like my foot isn't like it's not necessarily numb, but I just can't feel it, and I also can't like move it very well. So,
that's no good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it sucks.
So, are you like stuck at home then? I'm guessing.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can continue to like stretch it out and like do stuff tomorrow. But if I can't, I want to talk to my boss, and if I can't like walk right, then I probably won't go in because I'm getting in and out of a truck and walking all day. So,
yeah, I wouldn't overexert yourself. Like,
yeah.
Take some time. Let a doctor see it and whatnot.
Yeah.
If it's honestly that bad.
It sucks.
Anyway, on to getting us back on track. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Marvel has lost pretty much all of its player base. I'm not in the slightest.
I'm not either, honestly.
It looked like an awful game to begin with, to be honest. It just didn't look like fun. It looked so basic and stuff. Like, the idea was cool, but it looked too basic to be good.
It was the definition of a live service. Definition of a live service cash grab.
I think they were counting so much on the Marvel fan base that they just kind of forgot to, make a good game.
Make game.
They're like, we have Marvel characters, so success. Yes.
You have Marvel characters. If you buy a PlayStation 5, you can have Spider-Man too.
Yeah, that also probably is what fucking killed it too. Was that right there?
Never having. That's what killed it. I would say that it just being a bad game is what killed it.
Well, bad game, yes, is what killed it. But having a character like that you could play as, fucking being exclusive to a PlayStation, I don't think a lot of people were not very happy about that.
Okay, so just if you want Spider-Man, buy a PlayStation. If you don't, buy an Xbox.
But that's such a poor argument.
That's like saying, you want
and $60 for a PlayStation and the game so that I can play as Spider-Man.
I mean, if you want Spider-Man that bad,
Tim, no.
No, you should never have exclusive deals like that.
The point is that people shouldn't have to.
If you want Spider-Man that bad, buy yourself a PlayStation. But if you don't want Spider-Man and you don't care about Spider-Man, get whatever you want.
The point is that you shouldn't do exclusives like that. That's not how you do an exclusive.
I can understand like early exclusive and like limited time exclusive. Like, hey, you can have this for the first week or first month of the game.
Get
before
this
the other
costume
people
and pre-order, that kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, but again, they had deals in the works. So
I understand that they have deals
It's
in the
still
works, but
dumb, though.
it's still scummy. Like that's the
yeah, no,
problem.
don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's scummy, but I mean, there's ways to look at it. Like, if you were buying a new console and you really wanted Spider-Man that bad, what console are you going to buy?
Yeah, it's a way to sell consoles, but it just kind of sucks. I mean, like, here's the thing: they had Spider-Man games, which kind of makes sense because it was just a game. But the thing is that the Avengers was on multiple platforms, which is the thing that really killed it. Because if they were making Avengers solely for PlayStation, that's one thing. But they made it for PC and Xbox and PlayStation, and then they're like, "Oh, only this one character you can play on this one console." And then on top of that, they don't have any extra character to put on the other platforms.
Excuse me, I am PC. I should get all of the exclusives.
See,
Yeah, pretty much.
But Disney owns the rights to the video game character of Spider-Man, and Sony owns the rights to the movie. And I mean, there's only so much they can do.
That's true.
If Sony wants to be like, if Disney wants to be able to continue making movies, they got to be able to have some leeway there. So it's just companies being scummy, is what it is. But I mean,
who made it? Who made the Marvel's Avengers game? Was
the
it
people that made it was Square Enix.
Yeah,
Square Enix? Okay, yeah, I bet they're regretting that really badly right now.
yeah, they lost out on stupid amounts of money. Like I can't remember the exact figure, but it was at least 50. Was it 50 million?
I don't know what the numbers of like how much they lost are. I know that they only hit 60% of their projected sales.
It was 40. It was $48 million.
48. Geez.
That's a lot of money. Oh god.
Yeah, especially on a video game, especially on a company the size of Square Enix.
That just sucks.
Like I said before, they should have just sticked to what they knew.
Okay, let me ask this question then. Was the decision to make Spider-Man an exclusive to PlayStation Square Enix's decision, or was that somebody else's decision?
I don't think it was Square Enix's. I think it was just because of Sony's brand deals.
Yeah.
Does Sony have sole right over Spider-Man games?
No, Disney has sole rights over the Spider-Man games, but Sony has sole rights over the Spider-Man movie franchise, which Disney wants to, kind of be in bed with.
I would just take it from them. That way you don't get something like this ever happening again.
Yeah.
I mean, if Disney could buy the rights to the movie version of Spider-Man, I bet you we would live in a utopia where all video games with Spider-Man remotely in them don't have to be anywhere near the PlayStation.
Let's be honest. If you're on the do you really want to be on the PlayStation?
I mean,
no.
I could care less. I could care less what I'm on. I'm a gamer. I play games if and when I can, on whatever I can.
Yeah, I'm Tim. I'm a gamer.
I don't have allegiances to one.
Tim's like,
I
am a sweaty tryhard no matter the console.
No, I'm not a sweaty tryhard. I'm just saying I have no allegiance to any console or PC.
The console war should be dead by now.
Oh god.
Console war should be dead by now.
Nintendo 64 is best.
I don't think it was really console wars. It was I think it was Bit Wars. Bit Wars is over, but I don't know if console wars.
Console wars was definitely a thing. Yeah, console wars are still a thing. They will always be a thing until people are required to put a single operating system on both consoles.
Would it be the Playbox or the X Station?
Huh.
If we were to combine PlayStation and Xbox.
What about
It would be
the?
hot garbage.
I'm asking like if they had to combine both franchises, like both games, like both systems, would it be the play box or the X station?
Why not just
It
the
would literally
play
just be a
Xbox?
PC.
It'd be a PC.
Yes.
Oh my god. Fuck it, I don't know, man. That's out, dude. I'm gonna go play my PlayStation or play
Okay,
box.
go play your play box.
Oh no, I don't like
That-
that name at all.
You don't like that name? Dude,
Don't
let's
forget
play-
to bring your taser.
Let's go play with my play box, dude.
Oh.
Yikes!
Tim, leave the tasers out of this. We left that alone. Jeez.
I mean,
Dan, you
Dan's
got your
gonna go
X
play with his
station?
play box.
Gotta go. No, dude. Dude? If you have three X stations, is that the triple X station?
That's illegal.
Yikes!
I don't want Vin Diesel anywhere near my PlayStation.
Well,
Yes.
Well, leaving the PlayStation out of this, on the topic of Xbox, I don't know why Xbox was the only one where people were trying to do this. I don't know why there weren't any fake videos of the PlayStation overheating, but one of the main ways people were faking their Xbox overheating was blowing vape smoke into the back and then showing it coming out the top.
Vape smoke
Damn.
into the back.
All of the videos were like super short so that no one could see it evaporate, and they're like, oh, it's overheating. I mean, my first thought was like, okay, this is launch day, so if it was overheating, you would think that they would have already made tests sufficient enough to cover the 4 or 5 hours of play that you could have done.
Oh, most definitely.
And so like that coming out so early was just dumb.
I mean, to be fair, also it is a new console. There's always bad batches usually in the first generation of consoles. I remember when the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One first launched, I know a lot of the PlayStation 4s had faulty HDMIs that would die after like 2 uses.
Well, I mean, my question for that is kind of like just like what are they even like? What are you getting out of it just by making fake videos? Like, are you trying to
a little bit of
intentionally?
Cloud,
No.
yeah.
I think that one thing that these people overlook, though, is that you're literally putting moisture into your console when you do that.
Yeah,
So now
Moisture.
you're gonna destroy it.
yeah, moisture, and then whatever the vape juice actually is, some sort of like sugary-ish
Oh, yeah.
type
you're
of
just
substance.
putting that all over your motherboard.
You're literally gonna fry the thing, make it sticky and gross.
So that it actually might overheat.
Mhm.
Sticky and
burn out.
gross.
Try
Well, I'm not
explaining that
sure-
in your warranty.
Chance, we're not going off of that.
What? Well, I was
We're
I
just
heard what
ignoring
you said.
everything
I
that
was
Chance
just
says for the
repeating.
rest of this.
I was just repeating what he was saying, man. What do you mean?
You did it seductively.
Dan, please continue.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No.
Well, apparently Tim was seduced.
Oh man, that's fucking great.
Jeez. Dan,
I
please
did-
continue.
oh, Yeah, please continue Dan, before they continue to say that I'm making things seductive.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not sure what vape juice actually is besides like nicotine and what all the chemicals are in it. But like that can't be good to blow into a brand new piece of hardware, especially
Wow.
one that is expensive. So you're just coating whatever the components are in this nasty juice, you know, this watery, chemically induced, whatever juice.
Mhm.
So it just can't be very good.
Chemical concentrate, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine coating your lungs in that stuff.
I mean, even if they did use water, which you can put into a vape, even if you just use water, it's still moisture in electronics.
Hmm.
Like there's
Yeah, but
no
moisture
situation where this is a
Can
good idea.
dry.
moisture evaporates, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
it will, but
Like if it
You
was,
still don't
if
want
it
it
was just water.
purposefully on your hardware.
Yeah. Like if it's not completely
mean-
dry 100% and you turn it on, there's a chance that you can short it and everything, and then you get problems, and it's like it's your fault. Like it's water damage, so clearly there was something that happened rather than just like a technical fault. So then they're not going to cover replacing it.
Yeah.
I mean, getting moisture on the inside of it is just like correct me if I'm wrong, but like the cans of air when they get too cold and then they like freeze when you're spraying out the inside of your stuff.
See, that's
a little
more or
different, I
less
think.
like, yeah, that's a little bit different. Usually they don't like freeze while you're spraying it normally. It's while you're holding the can upside down is when that tends to happen.
Hmm.
Oh,
So
Hmm.
that I did not know. I figured it was just the same because I see the shit.
it does get cold, but like if you hold that thing upside down, then it gets colder.
colder.
So
Oh, you
Yes.
crying babies! I can hear them.
that's not my fault.
Do you have
I-
headphones you could plug in to maybe try and minimize it? Do you have headphones you could
Do
plug
I
in
have-
to maybe try and
I
minimize
am plugged into headphones,
it?
Jeez.
Wow.
Gosh.
so
Rest in peace.
I mean,
Rest in peace, Tim's audio. At least this portion I think we can cut out.
No.
Oh,
Everything must
no, he
stay.
muted himself. Unfortunate.
Everything
Sorry,
must-
Tim. I didn't mean to make you feel bad.
He'll unmute when he actually has something to like say.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
He's not
Oh,
gonna just
but-
be like, "No, I'm done."
I'm done.
You guys want to hear a crying baby? Oh, I got a treat for you.
Oh goodness.
What? Jeez.
But,
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
obviously
definitely-
Dan wants to hear a crying baby, so
obviously.
I mean, honestly, there really hasn't. I mean, beyond all that, like this week's been pretty dry in terms of
video game and tech
information.
news is just like not super forthcoming right now.
Oh
But
goodness.
that is
Mhm.
okay because we're all alive.
Yeah, I'm going in
Are-
lockdown
are
again.
we?
Oh, are you?
going? Wait, really?
Yep, the stupid governor of my state was like, "Hey, so we're gonna go back in lockdown." It's apparently worse than what it was back in like May. I haven't looked at all the actual things, but I'm going back in hardcore lockdown because
Most
people
states-
don't know how to live safe.
Most states have been worse. It's just that no one was really ready or wanting to go back into lockdown. I mean, Montana's been way, way worse than what we were when we were in lockdown before. But
Yeah.
they're like,
Oh, yeah.
nah, we don't feel like it, fam.
Oh, dude, I like here looking at this. You know how we mentioned Marvel Avengers, like the $48 million they lost.
Yeah.
They apparently lost way more than that.
Oh,
They it says right here. This is coming from GameSpot. Square Enix's HD gaming unit lost $63 million.
Yikes.
Even worse.
what a blast.
that number is only going to continue to rise the longer the game is out and less
Yeah.
people are buying
They
it.
should just make it not out anymore.
Yeah, they should just not work with
I
it.
mean,
Just cancel.
they can leave it out as much as they want.
I'm just
Hey,
People are
curious.
just not going to buy it as much as they don't want.
I'm just kind of curious as to like what. So I mean, like, I don't want to be rude, but like, what kind of stupid idea goes through your head to try and make a superhero game? Because like, here's the thing: they've never performed well at all ever in the history of video games, except for Spider-Man.
Well,
So
I
it-
mean, and
like-
Spider-Man's like the silver lining.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like,
Marvel Ultimate Alliance has done well.
has it?
What is that?
I don't know. It's like I don't know what companies think when they sit around a table and like, hey, we want to try and make this game. Let's make it work. I don't care how much money it takes. It's going to be a hit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you.
It's just weird to me how they come up with some of these ideas. I mean, like, to be fair, it is a decent idea, but at the same time, it's like in the past, in the history, like most superhero games just don't perform well.
Well, you know what this should have been? This
And on
should
top
have
of that,
been.
live service games don't end up doing well either.
I'm gonna tell you right now what this game should have been is
Dead.
I think in terms of combat and stuff, it shouldn't have been you controlling the physical heroes. What I think what they should have done is they should have made, as ironic and corny as it sounds, you should have been able to make your own hero and build out their powers from there. Like your backstory and everything else. And then work alongside Marvel's heroes. You know what I mean? So you're the new kid in town.
Okay.
Working with Marvel's like more well-known heroes. That's what I mean.
I mean, if that's the game you
Oh,
want,
I
just
see.
go play the DC Online Universe game or whatever that's been out for years.
But
I see what you mean.
But that's what I'm saying though, Tim. Is like that. This game probably would have performed a little bit more well if it was something like that, because then the loot could have actually changed the way you look, because it doesn't, change the heroes, which honestly you probably could have just argued like, oh, I picked up something for Iron Man, maybe his arm like changed, like cosmetic, but I don't know. I think it just would have worked a little bit better as a from the ground up character customization game that you just work alongside the heroes.
Yeah, I think that would have been good because I mean, like,
that sounds like a good idea and all, but I mean, a bad game is just going to be a bad game no matter what.
yeah, I don't know. I think that overall it was doomed to fail, but people wanted it to be good, and so the desire for it to be good. Like I can remember when I saw the trailer of it, however long ago it was, I was like, that's going to be a flop of a game, not because I don't like Marvel or anything, but just because it's like it just doesn't look like they're going to be able to balance it well. There's going to be tons and tons of problems, and that's exactly what happened. Like there's way too many bugs, way too many problems with it. There's very little content in the game. There's just nothing to do.
Yeah.
Which is the downfall of it.
Yeah, and just going back to the Anthem like thing, like it's basically just Anthem but worse, I want to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Anthem was better just because it like the thing is that Marvel is tied to the superhero idea. Anthem was tied to nothing, so it had like the ability to be explored rather than Marvel is like, oh, I know it. You know what I mean?
It had a fresh idea. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I mean, because everyone just called Anthem Iron Man Simulator, which honestly it is.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It was
some
fun.
retrospects, but it's fun. Okay, here's my thing, right? Anthem was fun. The story was subpar, and then after the story, you didn't have anything to do. So you had fun up until after the story, and then after the story, it was just like, well, what do I do now? That's where my experience was, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just how I usually feel with any live service game. Like once you get to the end, it's just dead. Nothing to do.
Rip.
And I feel like you need to have events and maybe like more raids than the 3 that are in the game.
Yeah.
3 like more fucking world events, more raids, maybe some stuff to do in that whole open world besides mostly just flying around. Like what their debut trailer was. Like you remember seeing Anthem, its first trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the electrical storms and the wildlife running past you and everything else. Like that's what the game should have been.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't. Like that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know absolutely nothing about Anthem.
I mean, you're not missing very much.
You're not, but I mean, I guess I could probably speak for Dan. Me and Dan had fun with what time we did play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like playing through the Division. If you're playing with friends or whatever, it's obviously going to be better. But then once you get to that post game where there's not very much,
and it's just an endless grind fest for better gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just gets boring.
I did start to play the Division 2, but I never finished that one either.
It was okay. I liked it more than the first one, but once you finish the game, the like content for the end game was literally just harder. It was literally the same thing but harder in terms of what the main story was. Like there was no end game content.
Yeah.
I feel like you need a new game plus for after the story's done.
Well, that's what it was pretty much. Like it was. So think of it as like you're starting over with everything that you already have, but everyone already knows what's going on. It's pretty much recycled missions, and you just go through the story again. And things are harder. There is literally nothing new.
You know what I feel probably needed to happen with Anthem, right? You have your looter shooter, you have your customization. Why are you not taking a page out of Borderlands' book? You know what I mean? In terms of every gun looked I mean, as Borderlands went on, every gun looked more and more unique. It was like so many parts and shit. Anthem should have done that, right? And then that probably been like, oh, okay, cool. So now I have some reason to go out and look for loot that doesn't all look the same. And B, after the story was done, you should have been able to, like Borderlands does, have a much harder New Game Plus.
Yeah.
And I feel like that probably would give live action games in general a much longer lifespan. I feel.
Mhm.
You just need to have more customization, because otherwise it's all the same shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a prime example of trying to do something good would be like somewhat of a live service game would be like Destiny. At least before this new DLC. This new DLC freaking killed the game, in my opinion. But before that, there was a lot of stuff to do. It just got old after a while, but there was still a lot of stuff to do. Lots of old quests that you could grind out. Lots of stuff that you could grind out. Lots of, there's a decent amount in the game. And I think that if people would to try and make a live service game, kind of going down that route would be the way to go. Just because there's so much to do.
Yeah, you definitely need to have events and missions to do during your post game. Like that's all there is to it. Like, I mean, just think to back when Pokemon Go first released, when it was literally just catching Pokemon, to where now there's raids, you can have friends, you can trade, you can do all sorts of stuff. Now there's mega evolutions. The game just needs to grow. It needs time to grow.
You saying that, how populated is Go still since it's released?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Because honestly, not everybody's out walking around with their damn phones out. But since you're saying that they added a bunch of shit since even I last played, which was about a month or two after the game released, like obviously you don't see people walking around, fucking like you used to.
Wait, are you talking about? Did you say Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that. Just to throw this in there, not to derail your thought, but it made its most money this year than it has since its release.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then that shows that shows that they're doing something right. Then.
Yeah.
With live service games, I feel like they all start out terribly. You just need to give them time to grow. And become what they're going to become.
There's hope for Marvel's Avengers yet.
Ha! No, there's not.
No,
there may be.
Dang it.
We have no idea. There may be.
Just thought I'd be an optimist.
Maybe like 5 years down the road.
Well, here, okay, I'll level with you on that. It could, after the game is long dead already, but I don't see Square Enix, especially with this much of a money loss, doing that much more with Marvel's Avengers. I am surprised as fuck that even Anthem is getting a 2.0.
Yeah, me too.
Why BioWare is even sticking with it?
What was the initial player base of Anthem? Like when it first launched, how many concurrent players were there? Do you have any idea?
I'll put this into perspective. I don't know the exact number, but I was able to get into matches like a snap of a fucking finger. I was able to go into levels and stuff. But now I'm sitting here waiting like 15 minutes. So here, actually, while we continue on that, I'm gonna go look up Anthem's initial player base. Actually, let me tell you what it is right now.
Let's see, May 24th, 2019, they reported a player base of 2,500, which is really low.
What was the release date, though? The initial player base, the initial concurrent player
2 years
base?
ago, I think. February 2 years ago.
Let's take a look here.
I don't think it was 2 years ago. Well, be close to 2 years ago.
I think it was 19, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All I know is this, and I don't want to go back to this. To kind of give you an idea of just how dumb the whole Avengers thing was. During the very first week of the game, there was some guy who actually broke the game and was able to take a full team into the closed raid. There was a raid in the game, and it's not been released yet. Ever since the game came out, it's still closed, but people were able to get into it and go as far as they could with the gear that they had. So to give you an idea, there's a decent amount of content that's probably locked behind paywalls or whatever it is, but they're just choosing to not release it.
I don't know necessarily if it's going to be a paywall. It might be just like an event that they're going to release within time. Because a lot of the time with live service games, events like raids and stuff usually aren't like a paid for thing. I mean,
it's just interesting to me that like there's this content that's like locked and they wouldn't like release it. For example, Destiny, when they come out with the DLC, they release the raid like 2 weeks later on the weekend. I'm just surprised that they didn't do that for this game to try and keep people into it. You know,
I mean, if their initial player base wasn't as high as they were expecting, maybe they were looking at going back, fixing bugs and whatnot, and trying to make the game work a little bit better. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
So, I still haven't been able to find...
Anthem was also supposed to... Go ahead.
I still haven't found any initial numbers on what their player base was on release, but just a fun little thing. It was released January 25th, 2019. And 4 months later, in May, it had a lower player base than Battlefield 1.
Yikes.
Because, well, see, I'm sitting here looking at the player counts for Anthem on the PS and like the PlayStation Network. As of May of 2019, it only had 1.56 million players.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, from as of total player count of the 8th of November of this year, it has 2,800,000 players.
So, I mean, basically what I want to try and get at with the whole Anthem versus Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, Avengers thing, is basically, if there's still a community behind the game, it has a chance to grow. But if the community is too small, I don't think it's worth saving. But I feel like Anthem had a very large player base that wanted it fixed, and BioWare wants to fix it.
Which, good on them, especially after Andromeda.
Yikes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely great that they want to have it fixed, and it's great that EA is letting them fix it, but...
Which is totally not like EA at all.
Yeah, no, EA normally would be like, sorry, you're out the door.
Well, see, now that's also got me confused, because EA doesn't really like to change their ways too often, but like with the remake of Star Wars Battlefront 2, like, I mean, obviously they were forced to remake the game, but they did it, and they're still doing updates to the game, as far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
And then, obviously, with Anthem, the game was okay, and then player base left. Player base didn't dip nearly as much as it has for this Marvel game, but the fact that that EA is allowing them to remake the game from the ground up, and have been since when did they? I gotta say, Dan, do you remember when we originally saw that they were going to be remaking BioWare's Anthem?
It was a long time ago. I can't give you a time, but I do remember reading it, hearing nothing about it for a very long time, and then just recently, maybe within the last couple months, actually hearing that they're working on it.
Yeah.
How long after release was it, do you think, if you had to give an estimation, that we heard that? Because you and me got into the end game pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and I played it at least for 3 weeks. Not maybe super hardcore, but like we were pretty into it. I would assume that it was maybe 2 months, 3 months afterwards, maybe a little longer. I can't remember, but it felt pretty quick because the game died so fast.
We want to say like 3-4 months, basically. Yeah. And then that's when the players started dipping, and then we heard all the stuff that was wrong with it, and how with the trailers and stuff, nothing was as advertised.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting back on track, and my final thoughts on that is like I'm just surprised EA is allowing this, and I'm not sure if that's because the world has like their eyes on EA now with everything, or because like they legitimately want to make the game better.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why they're redoing Anthem as well, because they could easily just like make another one, like Anthem 2 or whatever,
Anthem 2.
and then just promise that it's going to be fixed. Well, this is Anthem 2.0. I mean, like a brand new game.
Oh, okay.
like an actual Anthem 2, not like Anthem
Yeah.
version 2.0.
Yeah. And then just do really well at marketing and having people test it so then they can get the word out that it's not like the first one rather than just redoing the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, good for them for redoing it. I'm glad that they are, but I'm surprised that because it's EA, they're not making a second one and just promising that it's all going to be fixed.
Well, see, I don't know. I mean, I feel like EA has kind of grown as a company in the past couple of years with like Respawn, with Apex and all that, with a free-to-play game and whatnot. Usually EA's money-grubbing corporation, big guy taking money out of the little guy's pockets.
Well, kind of, because I mean, they're like, for example, in NBA, they're making you watch ads. They're putting ads in the game that you have to watch.
I mean, yeah.
So that's just a money pit, and it's like stuff like that just surprises me that they're going down this road with Anthem. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say one way or the other. I'm just surprised that they're redoing it.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like ads are a little bit more consumer friendly than loot boxes.
Yeah, but if
I had to watch like a 1-minute ad or whatever,
if it's a free game,
spending like $60.
If it's a free game, then yeah. But you're buying the game for $70, and then they're making you watch the ads.
Yeah.
That's a whole different discussion that we don't have to go down. I'm just trying to say that like I'm surprised that they're redoing it rather than being more money hungry and making just a second game. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Jeez.
Well, we went off on a tangent there about 2 games that weren't even on our list.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's what we like. Sort of.
That filled the time frame.
Filler content.
Yeah.
Like it was nice to have us talking about. It was nice to have us talking about stuff and not just crapping all over Dan time.
I mean,
we could turn that into it.
There's always time for crapping all over Dan.
I mean, I can just click the bye-bye button and disconnect.
Listen, there's plenty of time to go into his stream later and harass him, okay?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
freaking Halo.
I can harass him anytime I want.
Oh, goodness.
Well, who's got the game release thing pulled up? I mean,
I will do it like normal. Okay, here we go. We got only a couple ones on this list right now, at least for the next couple days. And I'm not sure if that's because whoever put this in here cut down the list, or is this actually what's all that's here?
This is everything coming out between the Tuesday that this releases and the Monday after.
Okay, honestly. All right. So we got Monster Truck Championship on the Switch on November 19th.
Heck yeah.
Star Renegades, which I think I feel like I've seen that on Steam.
It could be just a platform release.
A console release.
It's not necessarily a new game.
Oh, okay. Coming out on Xbox One and Switch on November 19th as well. Then we got Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which now I have to ask, is this actually its own game or is this actually DLC?
It's its own game, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because I really enjoyed the first Hyrule Warriors, first plain as it was, and just being a Dynasty Warriors ripoff.
A lot of people
I think it's
really
made,
like it.
Isn't it made by the same people that make Dynasty Warriors, just with the Nintendo platform or whatever?
I could not tell you that because I don't know. But the game from the like couple little trailers that I saw of it, it looks decent. It looks like a decent game, a little beat 'em up game.
Indeed, its own game.
Okay. Coming out on the Switch on November 20th. Then we got Katamari Damacy Reroll. I don't know how to say that. Damacy.
You're doing just as well as any of us.
No, okay. On the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on November 20th, and then World of Warcraft Shadowlands on PC on November 23rd.
Heck yeah, you did such a good job reading those
long words. Yeah, dude, a lot of words that I couldn't say, dude. Like Renegades and then Damacy.
Looks like it's a decent week for Nintendo Switch, and for everyone else, it's just kind of who cares.
I'm just waiting for December 10th. That's all I care about.
Why are you waiting for
you know
December
full
10th?
well that'll get pushed again.
Yeah, you'll be waiting until like March.
Probably.
Don't you lie to us, Dan.
Yeah, if it gets pushed back to March, I'm pretty sure Dan's just gonna flip
We're talking about Cyberpunk, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets pushed,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It'll just be nice to have something to like want to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So far, all the games that came out during this big game fall release have been really disappointing.
I've heard Assassin's Creed Valhalla was like, I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say it's really good, and then a good buddy of mine, he said that like he loves Assassin's Creed, but he really is like not interested in Valhalla. Like it's boring to him.
So, here's my take. I've put in about 5 hours into it so far, and if you played Odyssey, you're not gonna like it because it's a complete reskin, but it's the exact same content, similar storyline. There are some large differences, but it's similar. If you didn't play Valhalla, it's a new game, and
You mean
you'll be
Odyssey?
happy because it's all new content for you. But I played Odyssey, so it's been like, eh.
Eh.
It's cool to have some of the Viking mechanics or whatever, but yeah, it's not anything to be like super stoked
I don't know.
about if you played Odyssey, in my opinion.
It's nothing new.
All I'm saying
basically.
is, when my PC gets fixed, I'll just stick to For Honor for those type of games.
But what
Also,
about
Like for the fighting
something
mechanics.
that I was so confused about this? I was playing Valhalla and like my PC was chopping it up, like it was not smooth gameplay on default settings. I didn't turn anything up. I play Modern Warfare on almost max settings on everything with no issue. Computer never makes any noises or anything. Valhalla on
upgrade?
default settings, I was having issues, so I had to turn it down, and my
you-
computer was still making some noises.
did you update your drivers?
For your, like your graphics card.
Yeah.
You think I know what I'm doing?
There's your
I had
problem.
Tim
You
build
might,
this
you might want to try and
generation.
update your.
Whenever you play a new
Yeah.
game that's like brand new, they usually on day one there's some sort of driver patch to make sure that it runs well. And I would suggest installing that.
So that everyone can laugh at me, so you know how your drivers are always like running the background apps stuff.
Yeah.
I just hovered over it and it says NVIDIA GeForce Game Ready Driver Update is available.
Boom.
Ooh.
So yeah, apparently I
There
should
it
do
is.
that.
Try that.
Yeah.
Try
As long-
doing that. If that doesn't work for you, it's probably just like a compatibility issue or something with something.
I mean,
And
my
eventually
PC
there will be a
should
patch
be
for it.
compatible.
As long as you don't play Watch Dogs Legion, you'll be okay. Because I heard that game was hot garbage.
Okay, so my take on that. I started playing Watch Dogs Legion. It's trash.
Yep. it
It's
looked
even
like
more of
trash
just a
from the
reskin
beginning.
of 2 than Valhalla is for Odyssey.
I heard that the recruitment process was like the idea behind it was cool, but it's incredibly subpar compared to what they like tried
Recruiting
to
is
portray.
dumb. It's almost pointless. You can do everything with your original character. They just added it for like I don't even know, just to gain people's interest. And not gonna lie, I was interested. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
Man, it was almost like me with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And then I played the beta. I was interested. Then I played the beta. Now I'm not.
So far there are 3 games that I pre-ordered: Valhalla, Legion, and Cold War. I've been disappointed in 2 out of the 3, and I haven't played Cold War yet.
I've heard mixed things about Cold War, but I've also heard that the MP5 is literally a god gun, so use that when you start.
I mean,
Nice.
If you play it, that is. It didn't look very good to me. It looked too old. You know what I mean?
I canceled my pre-order, so
Jeez.
Who cares now?
I respect that.
Yes. Well, does anyone have any good news now that I've been able to rant about how horrible these fall releases have been?
Yeah, I don't really got much else to go on to as far as newsworthy.
It's going to start raining here, and I'm excited for that. So that's some good news.
I wish the snow would
Yeah.
melt here, like, because I just don't like winter.
I don't know. I guess some good news is Thanksgiving is coming up here shortly. So
Heck
at least
yeah.
for people in the States,
I'm a bit
Yeah.
thankful for everything
I like to
except
be
for
fat.
fall video game releases.
so I mean that's good.
Heck yeah.
Mm.
So for everyone preparing for Thanksgiving, there's some good news. There's a holiday. The whole holiday season. I mean, there is something about the season that makes some people happy. There's some things about the weather that makes people like me not happy.
Very unhappy. Nah, you'll be fine. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I know I will now, but in the past when I didn't understand it, I was not fine.
I was not fine in the slightest.
But now that I understand it, I will be fine.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh goodness me.
Thank you all
Well,
for
I
being
think
here.
that's
Good to hear Dan's smexy voice again. Good to have everyone. Thank you anyone who is supporting in various ways, whether you're listening or I guess not really watching anymore on YouTube. Whether you're listening on whatever platform you're listening on. Just thanks for being
Listening to
here.
our
We
nonsense.
appreciate it. We appreciate feedback and support. Have a great week.